CK101, and we are starting to do a little bit of work, paint work, and add a little bit of lighting to the Star Fury. We worked on the pilot figure and the cockpit. We'll go through the colors I've used so far first, and I'll tell you what I have done. First color we used is green zinc chromate, based on pictures of the studio set that was used for the interior shots of the Star Fury. This was its main color, and I'll put a couple pictures up so you can see the actual set pictures. There's a little canister on each side of the seat here, so for that we used acrylic blue by Testors and acrylic yellow by Testors. For the seat cushion, if you recall, the cushions ran all the way up the seat. For that we used the Army Painter brown leather. And of course we painted everything with a small brush, just like the studio set looked like. When we got that finished, we drilled a hole at the very top of the cockpit and added our SMD. Again, this is the 0805 red SMD from Jerry. We took the resistor off because these are designed to run with 12 volts, and I'm only going to run 3, so we don't need the resistor for that. The suit, I based that off a screen capture. One of the episodes, Commander Sheraton was wearing his flight suit, so based on his flight suit, that's how I painted this one. And this suit is a Folkart medium gray, trimmed up in charcoal for the darker areas. Now the decal for the helmet, I wasn't going to put that on. Let me see if I can get close here without blurring it. But I decided I would go ahead and give it a try, because when the canopy is on there, it doesn't look too bad. With it off, I don't like it that well. But that decal was put on using Walters Solvaset, and about 4 applications of Solvaset before it finally laid across the helmet as it should. So that's one step down. We'll light this up so you can kind of get an idea on how it's going to look. First I thought this might be a little bright, but I didn't think it was bright at all. Once we got that green in there, which I think kind of absorbs some of the light, I think it'll be just fine. So this is what it looks like when it's lit up. And then this is what it looks like with the canopy on it. It looks much better, I think, with the canopy on it. It kind of, I don't know if the canopy kind of diffuses it or just kind of breaks the light up, but I think it looks pretty good with it on there. Hopefully it's not blurred, but you can kind of see that. So that's one step down and completed, the cockpit and pilot figure. Now all I got to do is mask off the canopy and paint the framework, and be set there. We did get step number 1 assembled, which is the fuselage, and the fuselage rear part, which is right here. The cockpit will go in like this, just like that, and not too bad. Fit wasn't too bad. We had to do some sanding on this seam back here, but overall it wasn't too bad. It's probably going to be the best fitting piece out of the entire kit. I have a feeling, but there it is. So that's 2 steps done. Here is the base that comes with the Star Fury, and if you weren't lighting it up, it's a pretty nice base actually. This is nice and thick. It fits nice and snug on the Star Fury, so it's not going to go nowhere once you have it on the base. It's pretty rugged, pretty good little base that comes with it. But since we're lighting this up, we're not going to be using the Kit Supplied base. We're going to use the Polar Lights small dome base here. And now this is one of the older bases, and it comes with a solid rod, so we can't, well, we can, but I don't want to use a solid rod. So I have on order styrene tubing, 3/16 in size. I measured this, and this rod is 3/16. So I got styrene tubing coming, kind of sort of similar to this, and we'll cut it the same size as that. We'll put it down in there like this, and being it's not going to be that long, it's going to be stiff enough. I don't think it's going to be too wobbly. Once I get that in, we'll measure this and cut it to this size right here, and then we'll drill the bottom out to run the wiring out the bottom, and then we'll mount our battery pack right here. But we'll run our wires down through the tubing. I'll have to carefully drill into this ball here and swivel. It can be done, you just have to be careful drilling through this, and we'll run the wires right through that and right through this, and then we'll snap it back together, run our wires on through, down through the into the base, and then it'll be all pretty cool. We'll drill this out, so this will snap into here like so, and yeah, that's it. Pretty easy peasy. So we got the base worked out. All I have to do now is continue on putting together the Star Fury. I bought a color for the Star Fury, so I think what I'm going to use on it is this color here called Steel Gray from Folk Art. And we'll fire up the H, and we'll put on this Steel Gray. I think it'll look pretty good. It's much lighter than the molded gray that it comes in. I think it'll be pretty cool. Once we get a little bit of weathering and some pastel chalks on this, I think it'll be pretty cool. We have, which I showed in the last video, our 3mm flickering blue that we're going to be using in the engines. The only thing I have to decide is whether I want the 3mm LEDs poking out that hole, or whether I'm going to, as I did here already, make a collar which will push the LED back so it's not sticking out so far, and run collars on all the LEDs. So I have to decide whether I want a lot of that glowing going on in the cone, or whether I want to use these collars to push the LED back, and then it's not as severe of a glowing, but it's still plenty bright in there, just not as bright. So I haven't decided whether to run collars or not, because I like them both ways. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the collar than without, but I have to sleep on it, I guess. So that's where we're at. 10 minutes, I think we're long enough. That's where we're at so far on the Star Fury. Got some paint work done, got some lighting added, and got some more things planned out how we're going to do it. So got our colors picked out. So I think we're good.